And out of Monroe County, where goats from 18 states are being examined to see who is the strongest. Our Abby Lester has a closer look at what is involved and the purpose of this research.
Goats are at the focus at the Willow Bend Demonstration Research Farm in Monroe County, as it aims to find those ranked highest for parasite resistance, ribeye size, and weight gain. According to the American Consortium for Small Ruminant Parasite Control, in 2015, approximately 87,000 goats were killed due to worms. This ongoing issue raises concerns in the agricultural industry due to the risk of great loss, thus needing for analysis. Here at the farm, with nearly 200 goats, these animals go through an extensive research process to find out which ones are top ranked. Every 2 weeks, these goats provide a stool sample and then are weighed to track their progression. Goats unable to fight parasites are dewormed and removed from the study, while those who are thriving progress forward. The president of the Education and Outreach Center, Bill Shiflett, says that goats who are more parasite resistant bring more value to the animal. Those goats who are ranked among the highest increase their value by 5 times.
And that makes it desirable to other breeders and want to know that family line and why, how they can get involved in that, because it saves a lot of money and time when you have a goat that's parasitic free or parasitic resistant.
At the end of the study, the goats are ranked from top to bottom, but there is still one factor researchers look at.
Last test, we will do an ultrasound to look at the ribeye area. So if they do well, they gain weight and they have a large ribeye, it makes it a very desirable goat.
Here for you in Union, West Virginia, I'm Abby Lester, WVVA News.
Thank you, Abby. This research will end next week in southern West Virginia, but the farm hopes to continue research and projects like this in the future.